taking over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. Hour 2 of your favorite show, Coast to Coast, on a Thursday. Carver High just said to me in the break, I said, so, how you guys all pile in a car and drive up there to the golf tournament? He says to me, I don't travel with people.
No, that's it.
I just meet me there.
At this point in my life, I spend the majority of my time, if I'm traveling somewhere, I'm traveling with 2 kids under the age of 7. So I got a 7 and a 3-year-old whenever I travel anywhere anymore. For the majority of the time I have to travel. So if I'm going somewhere without them, I'm going somewhere without them, as in by myself. Nobody's bothering me. So that's pretty much it. I'll take that nice 2-hour drive in the car by myself Saturday morning up to Cromwell. And settle in at the TPC River Highlands. That's it.
That is
great. I don't need anybody.
I don't want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to sit in the car and take a nice drive.
You see the guy in the car, he lights up the Marlboro. Do you ever stop talking?
It's just, that's it. That's all I need. I don't need, same thing going home. Like after I'm done playing golf Sunday, I'm getting in the car. I'm just relaxing in the car by myself, listening to the end of the golf, hopefully with a winner going up 18. Here's a few other things going on from last night, and then I'll get you to tonight's games. Red Sox beat the Jays 7-3. How hot are the Red Sox, Scotty? They sweep the Jays. They've won 5 in a row. Jaron Duran getting involved, giving the lead for good on Nesson last night.
RBIs and stolen bases among the rookies. Swinging a high fly ball center field, racing for it, Kiermaier. He's turning around now. Watch it go. It is gone. He crushed that ball. Duran got that way over the 400-foot mark and up there on the bridge. The flight deck in center field.
Yeah, what are they, 5 games over 500 now? So they're starting to play really good ball as it's getting hot outside.
It certainly is. You mentioned with JJ, the Mets' winning streak ended last night in Arlington against the Rangers. 5-3 was the final there. Leody Taveras, the 2-run homer to put the Rangers ahead on Valley Sports Southwest.
Now this will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat. And Taveras launches one out to right. That one is gone! That 2-run shot for Taveras. And he has the Rangers back in front.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you, Mike. They're wildly disappointing to me after winning the World Series. Like, they suck. They're so average. Like, they barely win 2 games a week.
It's very true. They are 8.5 back now in the AL West. They are 34-40. In fact, they're 6.5 back at a wild card. They are getting buried. Talk about a World Series hangover. Oof. That is exactly what they have dealt with. They are going to get Max Scherzer back on Saturday, Scotty. He has, of course, missed this entire season so far. I don't know how much you can expect there, but they're going to get Max Scherzer back.
He missed all of last year, too.
He really didn't play a big part in them winning the World Series.
How about no part?
No part, we can say. The Brewers beat the Angels 2-0 last night. The Rockies and the Dodgers, I do want to mention this. I told you it was 3-0 before. The Dodgers just got homers from Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. Ooh. So they are extending and smashing the Rockies in Colorado. They did get more injury bad news. We told you earlier in the week that Betts and Yamamoto were going to be out for a long time. You could throw Walker Buehler, Scotty, on that list as well. Right hip inflammation. The good thing for them is they're going to coast in the NL West, and they've got a lot of other guys, but it's starting to pile up a little bit for them, isn't it? That's a lot of injuries they're starting to take in.
Well, honestly, this guy's he's becoming the Tin Man. Like, he's injured all the time now. His arm, now his hip. Like, look, I mean, at some point, you're just a wussy. My hips are both broken, and I play basketball every day with broken hips. My doctor said I'm going to be a cripple. I told him I'm going to drink more. That's what I'm going to do. You're going to be a cripple. Okay, then I'll double my drinking. So if my hips hurt and I can't run, then, you need more lubrication. I think you need more liquor. And then when you can't run at all anymore, then you're finished. So I'll do anything to keep running. Not playing locks them up even worse. So at the end of the day, the moral of the story is Walker Bueller's a P. You heard me.
He has had a lot of injuries.
I mean, he's like 20-some years old, man. Man up, dude. Stretch. Do something, you wussy. Honestly, this guy's injured. He is becoming Max Scherzer.
Nolan Arenado also injured. He got hit by a pitch yesterday. Elbow contusion for him. That was legit. When you take one on the elbow like he did, that is legit.
Funny
for Nolan
bone.
Arenado. Funny bone for him. And the A's beat the Royals 5-1. I'll skip the Galoff home run. That was a long one, by the way. He hit it about 450 feet out to center field. I only have 2 games for you tonight, so mostly day ball today. And why is that, Scotty? That is because Major League Baseball is clearing the decks for this primetime game on Fox at just after 7 o'clock East, which is going to take place at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Of course, this is the oldest existing professional baseball park in the United States. Of course, it was home for the Negro Leagues for a very long time. 1910 is when this stadium was built. Well, the Cardinals and the Giants, Scotty, will be there tonight. Starting pitchers for this one, you will have Keaton Winn for the Giants and Andre Palante for St. Louis. -115 for the Giants, -105 for the Redbirds, and an 8.5 in this one.
I mean, they're like the same teams, aren't they? They're like mirror images of one another. I'll take the Cardinals at even money.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go, and when we get to the Taters, we'll do this. I'm actually going to go big fly hunting here. This is an old ballpark. It's very, very short down the left field line and to straightaway center field. Now, the alley in left field is a little bit deeper than usual, but I think, Scotty, we might have an opportunity for some Tater time tonight down there at Rickwood Field in prime time. And I think they'll juice the balls like they did for that Field of Dreams game a couple years ago.
So that's what this is, another one of their featured type games. So Rickwood tonight is just like the Field of Dreams. It's on Fox,
Correct.
A special game that we're all supposed to get into. And then I like your thinking. The balls are going to be flying out of this little high school ballpark.
They'll juice the balls like they did in that Yankee-White Sox game a couple years ago in the cornfield, where there was 1 billion home runs hitting the game. You watch. They're going to have everybody.
Didn't like Robert or somebody hit a home run at the end to win it for the White Sox?
Tim Anderson. The walk-off for Tim Anderson in that game, that's for sure. And the other game late night on the West Coast out at Petco with that soft serve ice cream for the Brewers and the Padres. Bryce Wilson and Adam Mazur tonight. -115 for San Diego, -105 for Milwaukee, and an 8.5 here.
Yeah, I like the Brewers here, to be honest with you, because Mazur's awful. He gives up 8 to 10 runs every time he pitches. So
yeah,
I'll take the Brewers and the over at Petco tonight. It'll be another beautiful night in sunny San Diego.
Let me give you the Taters fast, and it's mostly going to be linked to that Giant-Cardinal game. I have Stanton if you want to get it in here before this game's starting right now with the Yankees. I think he'll go yard today off of Cole Irvin for the Orioles. Salvi Perez in that Royal game. It's already started, but you can jump in live. I like Soler, Scotty, Chapman, and Goldschmidt. All right-handed hitters who can take it down that short left field line and hopefully get us some big Tater numbers here at Rickwood Field. And Tatis late night at Petco against Wilson. I'm with you. I think the Brewers win. But let's get a Tatis homer into the night. They can lose 5-1.
Ring the bell. Let's go. You've been ringing it a lot lately. I'm all for it.
There it is. The Taters for tonight. I've got a few other things for baseball for you before you get to Coach, and we will do some of that when we return.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it is going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
So Spain just scored on an own goal by Italy, went off a Italian defender's knee right into the goal, and Spain is up 1-0, 56 minutes into it. So early second half. All right, Carver High, I know you're going to start with Willie Mays passing. That was a huge story yesterday. And, you know, what can you say? Like, I saw a lot of people devastated by it. Like, a lot of people, that was their favorite player of a lifetime. Like, generations of people love this guy beyond reproach. It's certainly before our time by a few years.
Certainly was before our time by a couple of years. I know that did happen yesterday. We talked about it a little bit. I know you wanted to throw that in there, could give yourself a chance. And look, he's 660 homers, Scotty. That's nothing to sneeze at, and that's before guys were really hitting long balls, right? I mean, 660 in his time, that's no joke for Willie Mays. Of course, made the trip across from New York to San Fran with the Giants. One of the absolute greatest of all time. 93 is a hell of a run, Scotty, as you know. 93 is a hell of a run.
That's a nice life. I mean, and he was worshipped in baseball. I mean, he's revered like no other. I mean, you know, you put him, I'd say, one of the 5 greatest players of all time. I mean, you have to, you know, there are a lot of great baseball players in history. And if you go way back, you know, we're talking about Mantle and DiMaggio and guys like that, not just Yankees, but a lot of great players. But he would be, in my view, clearly, right, top 5. Some people would have him as the greatest baseball player ever.
Some people would have him there, that's for sure. I wanted to give you this today, of course. We're going to try to do this every week now as we get further into the summer. We've got baseball going, a weekly look at all the awards for you, Scotty, and who's in the lead right now on the odds board. We'll start with the AL. Judge is the favorite for the MVP right now. Look at that, Judge Soto, 1-2, and then Gunnar Henderson, Bobby Witt Jr., and then everyone else, Scotty, pretty far and away. It looks like a 4-man race right now.
Yeah, it's interesting when you really think about it. Rushman's numbers are almost as good as Judge's and Soto's. They really are. I mean, he's literally like 2 off the pace in home runs and RBIs from both of them. So that's an amazing number for Adley Rutschman at the bottom of that list, if you ask me. Now, obviously, he's not a big name, but he should be, Mike. I mean, the guy's been in baseball here for a couple of years. He's turning into an absolute killer baseball player. He's amazing. And he's not the only one on that team either. That Gunnar Henderson is good. They got all kinds of players on that Orioles team that are really good. Even Mountcastle's got big numbers. But everyone, see, this is a popularity contest. So that's why it's Judge and Soto at the top. But numbers-wise, I'd say Rutschman's right with him.
I'm with you. And Jose Ramirez, Cleveland's having a great year as well with Jose Ramirez and the numbers that he puts up. So that's not nothing to sneeze at either with him at 20-1 right now, still in the mix. On the NL side, Betts was the favorite pretty much the whole year, but with him getting hurt, Scotty, dropped down, way down the list, and Ohtani is now the favorite on the National League side as he's at plus 125. Harper, Tatis, Freeman, Ozuna, William Contreras from Milwaukee, a few guys there. Look, it's like you said, it's not just popularity contest. They love the big names, and if the big names are putting up big numbers, they're going to be favorites, and that's why Ohtani and Harper are going to be the 2 guys that everyone gravitates to there.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that, and I think, Ohtani's the best player, certainly in the National League, and some people would say in baseball. So, everyone thinks he's the best player, and he's raking on a daily basis. Right now, I'd say Judge and Ohtani are the MVPs, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, right? Like, they're both massive baseball celebrities. I mean, they're in the high end of the league in terms of their juice, their fame. They're on TV a lot. They're in big markets in New York and LA. I've always told you, no one likes hearing it, but it's true. It's all that matters. If they could get that World Series, like we saw in the Bronx the other day when they played them in 3 games in the Bronx, if they could get the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series, I truly believe that baseball and Manfred and the TV networks and the suits, if they could have the Yankees and Dodgers playing a World Series against each other, that's all they care about. In fact, they would like that every year.
They would love it. They would absolutely love it. They're drooling for the possibility of that. AL Cy Young is pretty wide open with a long way to go. I know that. Scooble's the favorite. He got hammered by the Braves yesterday. You also have Corbin Burns up there, who's been good. Garrett, don't call me Davy Crockett for the White Sox, has moved his way up. Tanner Houck, Louis Castillo. I mean, God, Scotty. What else do you got? Louis Heels on the mix now at 15-1. Where are the dominant pitchers in the American League? Wow.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think that Louis Heel's been unbelievable. So I don't know why he's so low down that list. And I'm not ready to buy in on Scooble yet for the rest of the way. There's a long season ahead of us. July, August, September into October. I'm not handing out Cy Youngs to Scooble. It's not happening.
I'm with you. It kind of feels to me like, and look, and I think he's excellent, but we saw a gallon of milk be the favorite for like 4 months last year in the NL. And then he tailed off in August and September, and he ended up losing that award. So I could see the same thing for Scooble here. There's guys on that board that absolutely are going to be in the mix as we move forward. I'll come back and I'll go through the last couple with you before you get to coach, including, Scotty, is Skeens finally the favorite for the Rookie of the Year on the NL side? I will give you those updated numbers. I know he should be. We'll see if he is when we come back.
That's automatic. Okay? I mean, what does this guy have to do besides what he's done already to deserve that award?
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Swear to God, I don't know how Italy can break through that wall, that defense. They have 10 guys down there, and I mean that the entire team is back in the box defending. I just there's no space, there's no room to do anything. Like, they're kicking it around, and it is just a nightmare. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It's like a swarm of bees, Carver. You can't get a good shot off.
Now, Spain, with their 1-0 lead, has absolutely smothered the box. They are not letting anything get in there for Italy right now. Going to be major problems for them. They do still have some time if they can find a way. That game I got the 67th minute right now, so we'll see if they can somehow get through there. NL Cy Young right now, Scotty. It is Ranger Danger Suarez. That's right. At plus 325, he's been unbelievable for the Phillies. Glasnow, Wheeler, Imanaga, Sale, Max Fried, Logan Webb, Sonny Gray. Your list right there for the NL Cy Young.
Well, I'm just going to say it. I think it's just way better than the American League offerings. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's not even close. It's just, these are amazing pitchers. Literally, I'd say 80% of those guys are amazing. I'm not going there with Logan Webb and Sonny Gray, okay? They're not winning the Cy Young, so you can forget about that. Like, I think Logan Webb's been average on the road away from Oracle. At home, I think he's tough, but I'm not giving him the Cy Young, not above all those others. Look, the guy that I won't deny Suarez has been unbelievable for the Phillies. I think he's had a lot of help from them, the way they hit home runs and score runs, right? So a lot of nights, I won't deny he's been brilliant, but a lot of nights they just score so many runs that he's benefiting from that. And I think Glasnow is in the same boat. And I think, frankly, Glasnow, for me, is a better pitcher. I really do. Like, we'll see if they get in the pennant, which I could see very well happening, Phillies, Dodgers. We'll see who's better. I think Glasnow is a big money pitcher, and I have yet to see Suarez be that guy. So in a big moment, I'm going to take Glasnow over Suarez. In fact, right now, I'll take Glasnow over Suarez for the Cy Young, going the rest of the way.
By the way, just for your Pirates, I saw Helen Keller's 50-1, and Skeens is still 70-1 to be the Cy Young Award winner. And not the rookie. We'll get to that in a moment. Cy Young for Skeens, 70-1 if he dominates in the second half. We could dream, Scott. Why not?
He's already dominating baseball. He's dominating in strikeouts, fewest walks, ERA, what else?
If they let him actually pitch the entire year, and he does that the entire year, why wouldn't he be in the conversation if you got to the end? If he continues to do all those things,
he's already better, in my opinion, than Logan Webb and Sonny Gray. Already better. He's appointment television as well. Whenever Skeens is pitching, you are absolutely tuning in. Heel is the favorite on the AL side. Of course, he's been excellent for the Yankees. He's -2 Bills now. And let's just quickly throw it up there, Scotty, the NL as well. We'll do them back-to-back at a belly-to-belly. Imanaga still the favorite at even money, but Skeens now at plus $150, breathing down his neck, Scotty, on the odds board. Yeah, look, here's the thing. You and I have already talked about this before. This guy Imanaga is about as much a rookie as I am, okay? The guy pitched pros for several years in the Far East, so I'm not buying it. Second of all, and I know nobody wants to hear this, but nobody gives a rat's ass about him. And that's just a fact. No one talks about that guy anywhere. They all talk about Paul Skeens. You said it, appointment television. You said it. If he's not in the All-Star game, it's as big of a shafting. In fact, more of a shafting than Caitlin Clark in the Olympics. I still think she's going to the Olympics. But Paul Skeens better be in that All-Star game because that's what baseball needs is players like that everyone wants to watch. He's a phenomenon. You know what I mean? Like everybody is wanting to see this guy do his thing. That's how huge he's gotten with immediacy in Major League Baseball. Now, don't screw it up. Manfred and the rest of his minions, don't screw this up. Get this kid to the All-Star game. I don't care about all these other awards. He will win the Rookie of the Year running away when it's all said and done. And it's because of what I said. You can quote me on this. No one gives a rat's ass about Imanaga. I'll say it again. Everyone wants to see Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens already won the G-Damn Award.
Panthers -2.5 games, plus 330. Panthers 2+ goals in every game, plus 225.
It's going to take a monumental effort for them not to get 2 goals in a game. It's going to take what Bobrovsky did last night. It's going to take Skinner to do in Edmonton. They're not going to do it in Florida.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back, too. I guess this... Look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid. The brighter the lights, the bigger the stakes. Hunt or be hunted. Know your prey. This is a whole new jungle. This is The Lion's Share. Brought to you by BetMGM.
You know, Euro 2024 and Copa America 2024 is going on. Celebrate the summer of soccer with BetMGM. Euro 24 kickoff, 50% soccer boost pack. Get a 50% boost for 3 different bets, an odds boost, a parlay boost, and a live odds boost. These are going to be available through the first round of matches at the Euros in Germany. Odds boost and live odds boost must be a minimum of 300 odds or higher. Parlay boost needs to be at least 3+ legs and plus 400 odds or higher. And 33% of odds boosts will be available throughout the Copa and Euros as well. Go to BetMGM's app, the mobile app on iOS or Android, or go to BetMGM.com for full details. The Euros and the Copa. If you love soccer, this summer is for you at BetMGM. Coach James Young joins us from Monmouth County down by the shore. I'm surprised you're not at the beach club today. It's 100 degrees and steamy morsels, but there's basketball to talk about. I have to tell you, I didn't see you after that disastrous Game 5 for you with all your grandiose predictions of the Mavericks winning the game and going back to Dallas. I got to tell you, they got humiliated. And I told you they'd win by 16-20, and they did. They kicked their ass. The under hit, and I thought it was the worst NBA Finals I think I've ever seen in my life. I mean, literally the worst.
Well, Ferrall Adamas, I guess I could call you from now on as you had it lined up. And listen, I thought we were going to get a better
I just can't believe you believed in them. What made you believe in that team? They looked awful in that series.
I thought that I was going to get more scoring out of Dallas. I thought maybe they can get it back, but I liked the team total over. But at the end of the day, Ferrall, Kyrie and Luka shot 5 of 18 from 3. That was a problem this entire series. Forget even the game that Dallas won. Even the game Dallas won, Kyrie and Luka combined to go 1 for 14 from 3. We've talked about it, Ferrall. Shoot the 3, defend the 3. And if your top players that are guards can't make 3-point shots, you're not going to win. So it didn't matter to me that it was, only a +6 for points for Boston from 3. It's a simple fact that just look at the starting lineup of just the backcourt, right? Of Drew Holiday, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown, right? 7 out of 20. Now, 7 out of 20. That's not a great percentage. It's 35%. But I said it's about the threes you make, not the threes you take. So they make 7 right there. They don't have enough shooters. And if Dallas wants to be considered an NBA championship in the future, number 1, Kyrie's got to be better. Number 2, you got to pray to hell that it ain't going to be Boston because he's never going to play well there the rest of his life for stopping on the Leprechaun. And 3, they just got to shoot the ball better, Ferrall, plain and simple.
I mean, honestly, I thought they were anemic in the series. I think and I truly believe that Boston threw Game 4. I thought they didn't even try. They just wanted to go home and win it on their floor. I think if they really wanted to, they would have swept it. If they really wanted to, they would have swept it. And I think they just wanted to win it in Boston. And they went home and did exactly that. Their record all year was the best. Their playoff record was the best, obviously. They were amazing. Let's face facts. Do you believe that they are, because already they're favored to win it again next year, are you buying that?
They should be, but they have a young core. There's no pending free agents. No one's going to leave, Ferrall. So if you're Brad Stevens, you absolutely run it back. A team that at the end of the year didn't even have a healthy Kristaps Porzingis, and I thought he was, him and Drew Holiday, I more than anything, like those two, especially Holiday, that was the difference of this team. Don't sell me on Marcus Smart ever again, Boston fans, because this guy, Drew Holiday, showed you what a true top defender is like. And then obviously KP. But I'm telling you, Ferrall, they should be the favorites. Ferrall, you're going to think I'm a homer. I got a feeling the biggest challenger for Boston next year in the East is going to be the Knicks, provided that they re-sign OG and re-sign Hartenstein. Think about it, Ferrall. If those two guys resign and they're healthy, and Julius Randle will give you 25, 9, and 4 a game, all-star, Mitchell Robinson out from the cheap shot from Embiid, I think the Knicks are the biggest opponent to Boston because of Brunson, what they have in that building, and the fact that they defend like no one's business and they're prepared. I think going into next year, if all the teams are the same, New York is Boston's biggest threat in the Eastern Conference.
Well, I agree with that, but I don't feel like very confident about them signing Anunoby or White Boy Rick Hartenstein, our boy. They're both going to get better offers elsewhere. Who in their right mind turns down the kind of money Anunoby's going to see, and even Hartenstein's going to get offered way more money elsewhere? Who turns down money nowadays because they want to play, where they were or with their buddies? Or I don't think like Hartenstein's over here like best friends with everyone on the Knicks. I just think the guy's a badass. I like the way he plays, and he's always playing. He's not injured. He's not a candy ass. But I do believe that them signing Anunoby is going to be very difficult. I think he's going to get 4 or 5 offers way better than the Knicks.
Well, I think in the biggest case for us, just think about that Pascal Siakam, just who's a comparable player, a little bit different, maybe a little bit better with the ball, maybe not as good defensively. Definitely can't shoot as well as OG. Got 4 years, $198.5 million from Indiana. So now if you are OG, you're like, the least I'm taking is $40 million. That's the least I'm going to take. So an interesting decision with the Knicks. Do they try and trade someone like Mitchell Robinson? Another person to watch also is Brunson. I think Brunson is going to re-sign this summer when he can sign his extension, and it's going to allow him to take $40 million less. He's the guy that's going to continue to give money back to make moves. But I think Philadelphia is going to come calling for OG, and I think a team like Oklahoma City that could use White Boy Rick next to Chet, so Chet doesn't guard centers and can be that weak side shot blocker. You got to admit, a guy like Hartenstein would fit really, really well with Oklahoma City.
So if they go somewhere else, the Knicks aren't the closest competitor to the Celtics. They'll be back where they started in hell, and the Sixers will move to the head of the class with Maxey and Embiid, and that's just all there is to it. They already played a game today in the WNBA. I can't figure that out. I mean, what was it, an afternoon game?
They do, Ferrall, they do this a lot in the summertime. Summertime win 83-72 by the Chicago Sky. The key story here out of all this, Angel Reese, 16-18. Ferrall, when she just plays, she is a double machine. She's just got to finish a little bit better. Big game out of Angel Reese today.
But, I don't see any advantage to playing day games in the WNBA. People don't even watch it at night, let alone in the day. Who's going to watch that in the afternoon?
They're hoping that kids that are out of school will go. Speaking of games in the WNBA, I'm going to take the New York Liberty first half, -8.5 versus home versus the LA Sparks. LA Sparks 4-11. They just lost Cameron Brink to a torn ACL. Shout out to Cameron Brink. Hopefully she gets better. New York Liberty coming off a loss. One of the best teams, the best team in the WNBA, jumps out early. Liberty first half -8.5.
And you're betting big on Rishi Shea as the number 1 pick?
Ferrall, we've been talking about it for weeks. He was at +425 a couple of weeks ago. Now he's -115. Folks, the train is going to leave the station. Zachary Rishi Shea will be the number 1 pick. It makes a lot of sense. And if you look for value, maybe see the number 3 pick. It could be very interesting. Sarr could drop the 3rd.
Coach, I'm like Cameron Brink. I might have to shut it down with the torn meniscus. I'm going Monday to find out if it's torn. It's not good. It is not good at my age to have torn knees. Not good, Coach. I'm bumming out.
Hey, listen, bourbon saves. That's what I go through with my bad knees.
Don't forget about betting above the rim Saturday and Sunday at 1 to 3.
The Lion's Share, presented by BetMGM.
You got Porzingis, you got Holiday, you got Derek White. You got literally, I would say what? 5 guys that can get you 20 points in a game?
I know people will say it's, only one guy. I don't believe that, Coach, that, one guy, those days are over, in my opinion. Like, a Bill Russell, a Wilt Chamberlain.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Garrett Cole's getting ready to come back too. I guess look, they've played great without him, but you're not going to say to Garrett Cole, look, don't come back. I mean, it's a ridiculous conversation to have.
They're not going to take any unnecessary chances. And look, they're at the point where they have a lead. They certainly are going to make the playoffs, I would say, barring some sort of complete collapse. And that's all it takes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Carver Hyde soccer game still 1-0. And the other thing I wanted to say to you is that kid, Louis Gill, got lit up today in the Bronx. So his first real bad start for the Yankees. He got torched.
He got absolutely torched. His final line, as they just are going to the bottom of the second now, it is 7-0 Orioles. Heel goes 1 1/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks. He threw 47 pitches, by far and away his worst start of the season so far. And now the Yankees, Scotty, they got a 7-run hole to climb out of. I guess you could say they got a lot of at-bats left, right? It's only the second inning. They got a lot of at-bats left, but not looking too sharp right now up in the Bronx, as they're going to, looks like, lose 2 out of 3 to the Orioles.
Do you think that team's better than the Yankees at the end of the day, at the end of the season? Who will be in first place in the AL East, the Orioles or the Yankees? Because those are the two teams.
I've honestly thought the Orioles would be in first by the end of the year. I do think that they're going to be in the end. Now, I think they need to get another pitcher. I think that they've got some issues on the rotation, but
right.
I mean, this is the back end of their rotation that's beaten the Yankees the last couple nights. Cole Irvin's going today. So they didn't even see Burns the last few days, or Grayson Rodriguez, or some of their other arms. So I think the Orioles are better, and we'll see if it plays out that way as we continue on through the season. Still 5-0 Dodgers lead the Rockies. Royals are up 2-0 now on the A's in the top of the 6th at the dump, and the Astros lead the White Sox 5-3. That is in the top of the 9th in Chicago there for that one, Scotty. You mentioned they're getting towards the end at the Euros, 1-0. Spain leads Italy. We'll see if Italy can find anything towards the end. All right, you went over a couple of these things with Coach, but we have a couple of other things that we'll do here. The Celtics won. You hadn't been here since you were doing community service.
Right.
Since the Celtics last won on Monday night, and I think you said it perfectly. That was, without question, probably the least interesting, boring NBA Finals that I can remember. And we've had sweeps that I thought were more competitive. All 5 games were awful. And No drama at the end, no close games. Every game was a blowout. That was bad for the NBA, Scotty. It was a bad final.
Well, they try to sell it like it's the greatest thing on earth. That's their product, and that all these celebrities watch. And they did the whole thing with Dwayne Wade, like he was at the Oscars giving out awards, and that, everyone's drinking champagne, and it's just such a gigantic thing for the world to see. And what it was a train derailment. That's what it was. It was awful. Every game sucked. You said it. Every game was a blowout. The first game was the best game. That was it. The first game was the best game, and it wasn't even good. At the end of the day, it wasn't. And the end of it was another laugher. I mean, honestly, and I'm not trying to show anybody up here, the facts remain is that I told you the other day that they would blow them out by 16-20, and they won by 18. That's the end of the subject. That's all there is to say. I never once thought that they had a chance at all at the Garden in Boston against the Celtics, who were going to hoist the Larry that night. That was a done deal. I also thought, and I was wrong, as wrong could be, that the Florida Panthers were going to hoist the Stanley Cup in Sunrise. Not only that, I thought they were going to win by 5-1, and they got slaughtered. So I think they're in big trouble, mister. And I thought the Mavericks were pathetic. And remember, in that game, I told you, Luka under, Kyrie under. I didn't buy the P.J. Washington coach was selling, and he thought they were going to win. And, he knows way more basketball than me, fair enough. At least he thinks he does. And then all I know is I love basketball, and that team sucks compared to the Celtics. I mean, honestly, they were embarrassing. Their best work was done in the Western Conference playoffs, and they were phenomenal in those playoffs. But in the finals, they didn't. It's like they didn't deserve to be there. They didn't put on a good show at all. Their showing in the finals was, I thought, awful. The game that they won, I will say it again, the Celtics threw the game. They threw the game. They didn't even try. They literally said, we're going to turn the switch off. We're going to lose tonight by 30. And we're going to go home and beat their ass. And that's exactly what they did. They threw that game as sure as I'm sitting here. They took the day off. They let Dallas think they were in it. And then they spanked their ass in Boston and humiliated them on their home floor and did the confetti and everything else right where they wanted to do it. They didn't want to win it in Dallas, so they threw the game. They literally threw the game and decided they would go flick the switch, AC/DC style, and win on their home floor. And that's what they did.
As always, on Coast to Coast, we gave out the odds for next year's championship, where the Celtics are favored at 3-1. Nuggets, Mavs, Bucks, T-Wolves, Thunder. The Knicks are 16. The Sixers are also 16. You got a few other teams that aren't on that board there, Scotty. Clippers are 25. Suns are 25. Warriors 30. Lakers 35, et cetera there for next year's championship.
I got to be honest. I'd like the Oklahoma City Thunder to get to the NBA Finals. Not only do I think they would have played Boston better than Dallas, I'm certain of it. I think the matchups would have been better. I think the games would have been faster. I think there would have been an up and down to it. I thought what you had here was a team that played phenomenal defense and got steals and stops and transition buckets in droves. And the other team, in my opinion, played slow and fat because of whiny crybaby B. He's fat and slow, and that's the way he likes playing his tempo. The difference is he didn't control the tempo of anything in the finals. The Celtics controlled every game. Even the game they threw, they controlled because they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They were going to go home and win it. So I thought one team was really good defensively, really good in transition with numbers, running, getting buckets, shooting threes, moving the ball. And I thought the other team was, even though they're not all fat, he's the only one that's fat and slow, but he brought them down to his level. I thought they played his style instead of moving the ball. Like what they did against Minnesota was interesting. The way they moved the ball and the way they played and the way they moved and the way they scored and alley-ooped and dunked. I thought that all ended in the Western Conference Finals. They never played good again the rest of the season.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mac, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Carver, how do you disagree with any of that? Do you think, I think a lot of people think, Dallas said, oh, we'll be back. I don't think so. To me, it's Denver or Oak City are the two teams that are the most dangerous in the West. I don't believe that the Nuggets are done being good. They're a good team. They got beat in the playoffs. They got, it was unbelievable what the T-Wolves did to them. It really was. I'd say that series and the Sixers-Knicks were the two best playoff series in the NBA playoffs the entire season. When I said that Dallas ended their season in the Western Final because they still had to play another series, their season wasn't over, but it was over when they played in the finals because they did nothing. Do you disagree with any of that? I want to see, frankly, Denver and Oak City in the Western Conference Final. I've had enough of watching this guy. I'm serious. Crying and screaming and yelling and cussing at refs. I'm sick and tired of it. I don't even, not only that, and you know what? This is true. I took my Lucas out of my bag. I threw them in the trunk. Once they're in the trunk, I don't wear them anymore. They're in the trunk now. Emergency. They're mud shoes now. I'm done with Lucas shoes. And let me tell you, I moved on to the Jaws. I got my new Jaws on, the Ja Morants. And now all I need is a 9 Glock, and I'll be good to go. But do you agree or disagree with me of the future, like next year? I don't want to see them again. Done with it.
Well, look, I don't think you will see them again for this reason. The NBA's changed. The days of the same teams every single year playing in the finals and the dynasties and the teams winning 3 out of 4 and 3 it's over. We've had 6 different champions in 6 consecutive years. The NBA has moved into more of a parity league, whereas they were a dynasty league for a very long time. So, no, I don't think that they're going to be back next year. Will he get back to the finals one day in his career? Sure. I think he's probably going to do that. I don't think it's necessarily going to be next year. And I'll tell you this, too. The NBA has also changed in this aspect. A lot happens in the offseason now, and a lot of stuff happens that isn't even on our minds right now. That is going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Moves that we don't even thinking about or see coming. It happens every year now in the NBA offseason. So there's, we flashed that board up there of, this team. Those are all the teams that did good this year. Those are all the teams that were at the end this year. these teams are going to change, Scotty, and there's going to be some teams that are going to make some moves and get back in the mix that fell a little short this year. So I think it's very difficult to forecast this far out.
Without a doubt. I'm not even going to argue with any of that.
And I know you also love looking at the MVP odds a year in advance. So here you go.
Here we go.
Joker and Luka at 4-1, SGA at 650, and Giannis. There's Embiid, Anthony Edwards, Tatum, Wembanyama, juicy 20-1 to be the MVP next year.
Yeah, like I like that bet right there. 20-1, Wemby.
Wemby. I like it too.
He's already the most exciting player to watch in the NBA. He is the must-see product in the NBA, and he did it in a matter of months. He was already the most exciting player to watch this year, and really, they should have an award like that. The most exciting guy that everybody wants to watch, instead of this bogus-ass MVP awards that they hand out. And they just keep handing out to the same people, and you know, they play favorites. It's unbelievable. The reality is, the guy that everybody wanted to watch the most was Wembanyama. And I'll be honest with you, that my second choice is Anthony Edwards, and my third choice is Shai Gilgeous. I'm done with the fat Serbian and the fat ass crybaby down in Dallas. I'm done with it. And I'm sick and tired of that Giannis with his hack-ass brothers getting to play. They shouldn't play in a rec league with me. They're so bad. Like, if I own that team, I'd be like, listen, we're getting rid of your brothers. They both suck. And if you don't like it, we'll get rid of you too. Like, honestly, like, I'm done with the inmates running the asylum. And you can quote me on that. Like, this guy runs that team so much that they forced those two hack-ass brothers of his on the rest of those chairs. I mean, those are seats that could be filled with ballers. I mean, those two guys are like cheerleaders, giving pom-poms and a dress. Honestly.
I like SGA for that MVP also. I think that's one. I think that the Thunder are, out of all those teams that were on that board, Thunder are young. They're going to be together as long as they don't make any stupid moves. And by stupid moves, I mean like bringing back Kevin Durant or something like that. I think they're going to be back in the mix, and SGA can win MVP.
Or dating and spitting with children.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Ferrall coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
Sports Rage
This
Late
sort of
Night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
1.81 goals against average, 9.20 save percentage. He's also 6-2 in his last 8 road starts as well. The Oilers are a great road team. I actually think it's an advantage for them that they don't have home ice. That potentially 4 of the games are on the road. We've seen 56% of the games this year in the NHL playoffs, the road team has actually won.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
8 playoff games at home for Boston in Beantown. They are 6-2 straight up.
The wild card, I would say, in this game is not necessarily, well, what are we going to get out of Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Brown, and certainly Tatum. It is Kristaps Porzingis to me, because we're not getting back a player that's like, hey, rotational guy. Like, remember when Derek Lively went down with an injury? He was playing well, but a young player, like a piece.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.